Welcome to our 2021 virtual State of the 47th event. This video intends to provide you a quick video guide on what my office and I have been up to this past year. Complementing this guide, we have compiled a video library of mayors, school board presidents, our county supervisor, and more to give you insight into the projects leaders in the community and in the 47th Assembly District have been working on during the challenges of COVID-19 to enhance your quality of life and keep our community safe and healthy. I thank them for their partnership. To access the library of videos, visit my website, please. Before I dive into the policy my office has been working on, I want to give recognition to my district staff who have stepped up in a big way to help our community members, especially with their EDD benefit claims and so much more. The issue of unemployment benefits has increased our casework this past year exponentially, and my staff members are working hard to help solve these issues. If you have any question on your unemployment benefits, please go to my website and click on the EDD link at the top of the webpage. The last 12 months have been far different than what anyone could have expected. But even in that, we experienced quite a few successes. We were able to pass some important legislation. So let's take a few moments to talk about some of the bills that were passed in 2020 and the important issues my team in Sacramento are tackling this year. Among various bills that my office had signed into law by Governor Newsom, I want to highlight for you 3 of them. AB 685 makes it easier to track COVID-19 cases in the workplace. This legislation makes it a requirement for employers to inform all employees who may have been exposed to someone in the workplace who has been infected with COVID-19. AB 2445 ensures that legal guardians have the same rights as legal parents. This law has been instrumental for granting a pathway to accountability for the legal guardians of the young boy who lost his life due to senseless bullying at an elementary school in Riverside County. One of our biggest accomplishments was AB 2147. This law creates more employment opportunities for those who have taken part in California's inmate firefighter program. This year, my team and I are tackling the issues of families who have been separated at the border. AB 47 is focused on family reunification and will create a unified response to connect families affected by family separation with needed resources. We've also introduced AB 92, that is the Affordable Child Care Act of 2021, to create an equitable sliding scale for family fees that will alleviate the burden on working families struggling to pay for child care and early childhood education services. AB 412 establishes the California Commission on Human Rights to evaluate how the state is protecting human rights, develop legislative, administrative, and budget recommendations to improve human rights, and to engage the public. Finally, our 2-year bill that we introduced this year, AB 1547, the Good Neighbor Policy, focuses on ensuring local economic development that is both inclusive and equitable. As we continue the reopening of our economy, we must be mindful that the inequities that became apparent to many during the heart of the COVID-19 pandemic have not just magically disappeared. These inequities that persist in our community did not happen overnight and certainly will not be fixed overnight. But together, we can make our socioeconomic mobility in the 47th Assembly District both inclusive and equitable. I encourage all of you to check out our video library of the awesome policies and programs implemented by our school districts and our cities. For example, the City of Colton implemented a free Wi-Fi program throughout the city. The cities of Fontana and Rialto both deployed financial aid for housing for those having financial hardship. And the Rialto Unified, San Bernardino City Unified, and City of Grand Terrace provided community aid to those in need. And of course, our county worked with our hospitals, our clinics, our community-based organizations to get our community vaccinated. As your Assembly member, my goal has always been to bring more resources and opportunities to the 47th Assembly District. This year, we delivered on funding for so many projects here in the 47th Assembly District. I'm excited to announce that with the recent passage of the state budget and the associated budget trailer bills, the state budget includes over $61 million in direct funding to projects here in the Inland Empire. These local funding projects include $4 million to keep KVCR open as the educational broadcast arm of the San Bernardino Community College District. KVCR is the only locally owned and operated public media outlet in the Inland Empire. $1 million to the City of San Bernardino to rehabilitate and expand the Garcia Center for the Arts. $31 million for the Workforce Training Hub at San Bernardino Valley College. $6 million for Crafton Hills College to replace the outdated Finkelstein Performing Arts Center. $200,000 for the Colton Hutton Senior Center to continue serving the senior community. $1 million for an international healing garden facility at Rialto Unified School District. $1.5 million for relocation and completion of Ayala Park in Bloomington. $200,000 for a mobile food unit for the Community Action Partnership of San Bernardino County Food Bank. $103,400 for the County of San Bernardino for the Medical Assistant Workforce Development Program. I joined with my colleague for $10 million for a housing complex in Riverside for homeless LGBTQ youth from the Inland Empire. $6 million for parent and youth civic engagement for the Inland Congregations United for Change, ICUC. In addition, we advocated for $342 million for funds that will be used to support live performance venues, food banks, and homeless youth services, which includes $182 million to the Emergency Food Assistance Program, which provides grants to the California Association of Food Banks, including food banks here in the Inland Empire. $150 million grant program to provide financial relief to live performance venues for recovery from economic consequences of COVID-19. The grant program will be available to local venues, including the Inland Empire 66ers, our minor league baseball team. $10 million for a homeless youth emergency service pilot project for the counties of Orange, Fresno, El Dorado, and of course, San Bernardino. All of this and more can be found on my website. Thank you so much for joining me for this virtual update. And as always, if you need assistance, please reach out to my office. All of our contact information can be found on our website, or you can send us a message on Facebook. Stay safe and stay healthy. And in closing, please remember that we are still suffering from this COVID pandemic. Wear a mask, stay socially distanced, and please, please get vaccinated. We are a community and we must keep the entire community safe and healthy.